I meant to do this video earlier, but I was having a difficult time getting everything set up. Um, uh, Welcome back to the channel. Um, my my thoughts on my New York Yankees. They've taken the last two series, 2 out of 3, which is good, but let's be frank, they they had it too much. Let me turn the camera away from the sunlight. There we go. Um. So yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Got it. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So Max Fried in today's game makes one mistake. Yeah. Give up a home run. I forgot the player on Seattle that he gave up the home run to. But the important thing, the Yankees take 2 out of 3 from the Yankees take 2 out of 3 from the Seattle Mariners. Now they go on the road and now they go on the road to play the Toronto Blue Jays in a 3-game set. Shout out to my guy. Shout out to my guy Jay Reels for having me on his podcast this morning. This afternoon, I should say. I really appreciate him for him giving me the time and the platform to get the stuff that I needed off my chest when it comes to sports. If like I really appreciate him for giving me the platform and taking time out of his schedule to give me the time to talk a little bit about myself. And honestly, I dislike talking about myself because I'm no bigger than anybody else. I'm just somebody that loves talking sports, being honest when it comes to sports, and giving my thoughts and my and my opinion on what I think about the world of sports. Like the video of the interview should be up soon. Check it out at J Reels on on Inst on Instagram. Twitter is J Reels one, I believe. I don't remember, but I think it is J Reels with the number 1. Also, my my social media platforms are RayCondi28 on Instagram. Make sure you follow. If that would be really appreciative if you follow, and also follow on YouTube, which is also RayCondi28. Please, if you like real, honest, truthful sports talk, this is the channel for you. It would really help out the channel, because I'm trying to build something here. So that would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, the Yankees had a great series against the Seattle Mariners. They actually yesterday they scored like 10. I apologize for the birds. There's nothing I could do. There's nothing I could do about the birds. Sorry about that. But anyway, the Yankees, for the first time in ages, scored scored a ton of runs, which was 10 runs. They scored 10 runs yesterday, and a 10-5 win, and they won the game on Friday. So they took 2 out of 3 from the Seattle Mariners. They just took they just took 2 out of 3 from the Atlanta Braves. Now let's see what they do in this 3-game series against Toronto. The first game tomorrow, not tomorrow, yeah, is it tomorrow? Yeah, Friday tomorrow, which is an Apple TV game. Apple TV game, which if if you if you have Apple TV, that's where the game will be available to stream. And yeah. And like, uh, Toronto's coming in on a bit of a decent little streak. Or, I think they're only 2.5 games out. They're only 2.5 games out of a wild card spot, or 3 maybe. The American League, is so bunched up. Like, you got like 12 teams within I think 3 games of each other. You got 12 teams within 3 games of each other, and yeah. So we're gonna have to see what happens, and we're eventually gonna have to talk about the elephant in the room called the labor negotiations for Major League Baseball, and follow my guys, 27 outs 3C on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Yeah, follow them because they brought up a good point on their show yesterday. If I remember correctly, they asked why are a bunch of players complaining about not making enough money when you got when you got the highest paid player in baseball who plays for the baby brother New York Mets, Mr. Juan Soto, 15 years, $765 million. Then you have Shohei Ohtani, who makes essentially $2 million, but the contract is 700 million over 10 years, I believe it is. but most of that money, he won't see most of that money till the end of the contract. Because pretty much all of the money is deferred money. So the Dodgers could go out and get players that go out there and get players to win your World Series. The Dodgers are, which it pains me to say, but I'm gonna say it because this is an honest sports channel, no sugarcoating, no nothing. Um, uh, the the Dodgers are trying. The Dodgers are trying to do something that has not been done in, in 26 years, which is go back to back to back with which my Yankees did in 98, 99, 2000 when they beat the Padres, the Braves, and the the, the New York Mets, the baby brother New York Mets. So my thing is if my Yankees could stay healthy, trying to get out of the sun here. Give me 1 second. There we are. So yeah, the Dodgers are trying to do something that hasn't been done in 26 years. And if they do get it done, cool. But as a Yankees fan, it's gonna be like, oh, Dodger fans are gonna say, look what we did. It hasn't been done in 26 years. Look, we three-peated. Now, with the rotation that they have, should they repeat? Cause they got Scuba, Glass now, Yamamoto, Shohei Ohtani, just to name a few. They got an embarrassment of riches when it comes to the Dodgers. They remind me of the 90s Yankees, but here's the difference. The late 90s Yankees, a lot of people want to say that the Yankees bought their championship, but what people forget is that most of the talent was homegrown. Now, yes, they did trade. They did trade for a few players, but uh, most most of that core championship team was homegrown players. And, and I honestly feel if that's and if that strike didn't hit um, in '94, I'm not saying that the Yankees would have won the World Series, but I feel they would have played a very young but good Montreal Expos team. And, and they had Hall of Famers up. Uh, they had Hall of Famers all across the board. They they had they had a very young Pedro Martinez, Larry Walker, Tim Raines. Uh, I I I can't I can't remember if Randy Johnson was on that team, but they had they had a very good team. Uh, I, I I I feel uh, that could have been the World Series that year in '94. So 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 we would let's uh, let's let's assume that there wasn't a strike. Uh, and the Yankees made it to the '94 World Series against the Montreal Expos. That would mean that 2 out of those 3 years that the Yankees made it to the World Series after after not making it since since not since 1981, where I was 5 years away from being thought of. The I was 5 years away from being thought of when the Yankees made the World Series against the Dodgers and lost four, 4 games to 1 against that '81 Dodger team. Who had Fernando Valenzuela. Shout out to Mexico, by the way. Mexico had some good talent in baseball, right? Like, getting back to the Montreal Expos, if if the strike doesn't hit, and the Expos play, sorry, um, the the Expos the Expos play the Yankees in, in the in the '94 World Series. I I don't I don't know who wins. I I think I think I think that's a, that is definitely a close series, but that's a close series. But I honestly, if you ask me truthfully, I don't know who, cause Montreal has Montreal had that pitching in that '94 season. They, they had the best. They had they had the best record when the strike hit on August August 12th. Was it August 12th? Yes, it was August 12th. Uh, um, 1994. Both the Yankees and the Montreal Expos were in first place in their respective divisions. The Yankees had a 6-game lead on 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 the Baltimore Orioles when the strike hit. So nobody actually knows if the strike doesn't hit. Nobody actually knows what happened. I, I'm just I'm just giving you my opinion on what I think would have happened, and and to and to think that would have been Don Mattingly, Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball, Donnie Baseball's first World 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 Series. And me personally, I think given given the numbers that he had early in his career, he should be in the Hall of Fame. He should honestly be in the Hall of Fame. And that's why I hope the Veterans Committee or whoever decides on on this on this vote, because the only way I think he gets in now is through that Veterans Committee. I don't think he'll be able to get in the old fashioned way, right? I feel Donnie Baseball my my first captain deserves to to be to be in the Hall of Fame. Like he legitimately deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Like to me, I I think he's deserved it um since he retired at the at the end uh, at the end of the '95 season when the Yankees became um when the Yankees became the first wild card and and lost to 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 Seattle in 5 games. I I remember I was I, I was I was in my grandmother's house watching that game with my grandpa. I saw I saw Griffey coming around third after Edgar Martinez hit the ball down the left, yeah, down, yeah, down the left field line, and when I saw Griffey coming around third, I lit I I I literally cried because I I I knew my captain. I knew I I I I I I knew my captain's career. Donnie Baseball, my first captain. I knew his career was over. Like I I just knew after game game 5 in Seattle uh, that his career was over, and he hit 417. He hit 417 that series, and his only play and, and his only playoff action in 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 his heart. What I think is a Hall of Fame career. Like I just think Donnie Baseball deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I just I just think he deserves to be there. That's the bottom line. And it is what it is. Hopefully he gets voted in by the Veterans Committee or who's ever in charge with the voting, like I feel he deserves to be in there. Yes, that's pretty much it, folks. Uh, um, um, I'm, I'm planning on going live for a Yankees Blue Jay watch along Friday night. We'll have to see how everything turns out, but uh, uh, I want to go live. Cause I want, like I said, I want to do a watch along and give give you give you guys my commentary, and if if, if you guys want to talk about anything while we, we sit and watch the game, feel free to chime in. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great day and a great night, and we'll talk soon.